Hey guys, Lego Collector Creator here, and today I'm going to be showing you my collection of the Jedi Interceptor. Some of these are actual sets, some of them are custom, and some of them are modified sets. So I'm going to be showing you all of the details of the sets that they come in, and also the updates that I have given them. So first up is going to be Anakin's yellow Jedi Interceptor. This version is the one from set 75038, and this came out in 2014. I did not make very many alterations to it because I actually really liked this set and how it came. The Anakin that I have with it is a Clone Wars, one of the later season bodies, and then we have the Anakin with the smile. Picture him saying,
"This is where the fun begins."
And that is the version. And then the legs that I put on him were the ones from the Mustafar set. We have, of course, R2-D2. And then here are some clone troopers from episode 3 that I just threw in there because they were in the first scene where we see the ship in the battle over Coruscant. So the first thing you probably notice about this ship is that there is no place for a droid. That's because I didn't really like how it looked when it was empty, when R2-D2 wasn't there. So what I did is I just added a temporary, just a little piece right there. That way, if he's not in there, it's not empty. There's something that can be there, and he can go in whenever I want to. So this is a really cool set that I actually really like. The cockpit, it's got a sticker for handles and all the controls there, as well as a holder for the lightsaber. That closes right down there. It's pretty good. I mean, I will say I think the newer version is a little bit better, yeah, I was pretty happy with this one. I did. And then the only really addition that I added on was I added these flick fire missiles because I think they're a little bit easier to take in and out for playability. So you can take that and use it as an actual missile. And then of course I put orange flick fire, orange of the spring launched missiles. That way it matches kind of the color of the ship a little bit more. So here is the ship, and it's pretty accurate to the actual design of the actual ship. It's pretty good. If I could make one change, it would probably be the wings here to have some sort of design, not just all yellow. As you can see, there's some slight edits there on the wing, just some small designs that I wish they would have had in Lego, but all around it's pretty good. This is open here, the real ship is. There's a little bit of hollow area in there, but all around pretty good. I love how they made the symbol a little bit smaller to make it look a little bit more like the actual Lego set rather than the original that was a pretty big, closer to this size symbol here in the back. But yeah, all around great set. And then some other sets that you could have gotten this ship in was the 75281 that came out in 2020. That's the newest version of this set. The 7256, which came out in 2005, was the first version of the set, and there was also the 7283, which was just this set added with the Obi-Wan red Jedi Interceptor that came out the same year, 2005. So there's a couple different appearances of the ship, and so far this one I think is my favorite out of all of them. Next we have Obi-Wan's red Jedi Interceptor. This version is set 75135 that came out in 2016, and so I'm going to show you some of the things about this ship here. So first I have the minifigures. I have Obi-Wan with the pilot headset and his episode 3 outfit. And then we have R4P17, which was his red R4 unit, or R2 unit I should say. And then here is a custom buzz droid that I made because I never got the actual buzz droids, so I just had to make my own with the older pieces that I got from one of the clone ARC ships. And then here is the actual ship. So I really like this design. This is one of my favorites. This is probably my favorite out of all of the Interceptors because I really like the sides here of the cockpit, and then also the wings, the sticker on the wings. I normally don't like stickers, especially large ones, but this one I think just looks really good because it's of how accurate it is. And I'll show you, a side-by-side comparison of what the actual ship looks like. So you can see it there. So it looks pretty good, pretty accurate to the actual version in the movie. And then of course, just like the other one, I added this little filler that comes out, and R4 can go in the ship. So the cockpit is not quite as nice as the other starfighter, Anakin starfighter, but I will say the engines do look really good back here. And on this starfighter, I have the red stud launchers and the red spring-fired missiles here to match the color of the actual ship. Like I said, this is probably my favorite design of all of the Jedi Interceptors so far. And then the only other set that you could have gotten this in would be the 7283, which came out in 2005. That came with the original version of this, so a lot thinner, a lot more simple, and also Anakin's Jedi Starfighter as well. So it came with both of those, and I wasn't able to ever get that set as a kid, so when this came out, I rushed to go get it because I just loved Obi-Wan's red Interceptor so much. So I'm really glad I have this one. Like I said, this one's probably my favorite out of all of them. Up next we have Obi-Wan's second Jedi Interceptor. This time it's the blue one, and this one I created completely custom using parts from the set that came with this in it. So I'm going to go on and show you guys all those details. So up first we have here, which is Obi-Wan Kenobi, the same Obi-Wan I just showed you, that with the red Interceptor. Here we have R4G9, which was his second astromech droid, and this one actually has a white body with gold on it, but since they don't make that in Lego, they only came out with the head with the original version of the set. So I just put it on a gold and black Imperial astromech droid. So that's R4G9. And then here are a couple members of, I believe the species is called Pawn, or I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but they are from Utapau, which Obi-Wan visits to when he uses this blue Interceptor. So we have this one here, this one wearing all black, and this one wearing red. You see it here. The head from Rebels of the Jedi Inquisitor, and so that's what I used for their head, and then just kind of used their bodies, different bodies that I had. Anyway, so let's get on with the ship. So like I said, this version is completely custom. This was my first time customizing a starfighter, so it's the earliest model that I built. The wings are a little bit different. They're a little bit more set back than the other ones out there that Lego designed, or even my other customs. So this one I built completely based on a mix of the red Obi-Wan starfighter and the yellow Anakin starfighter, kind of, you know, the best of both worlds. This was the original set that this came in, was the blue starfighter, and then also the hyperdrive ring, which unfortunately I no longer have the ring, which was part of the reason why I ended up remodeling it into this. That was set 7661, and that came out in 2007, and that was one of the sets that I remember getting because it came with Kit Fisto, and that was my favorite Jedi, or still is my favorite Jedi. So when I found out that he came out in the set, I had to get it. I spent my birthday money on it, and so I was really happy to have that one. And then when they started coming out with more, they started updating it, I decided to turn it into a updated version of that set. So the cockpit is very similar to the Anakin's cockpit. I just did a whole black interior there. And then for the stickers, what I did was I used the same stickers from Obi-Wan Starfighter. As you can see in a picture here, that's what it looks like in comparison to the actual movie canon version. And so these stickers here, so 1, 2, and then I have these as well. I cut the red off of the sticker to use it for the blue, and then I used blue, the spring launched, and also flick fire missiles here to match the blue color of the ship. So this one was my first custom. Like I said, this is the one that I built using only you know, pieces that I already had. So I really like it. I really wish that LEGO would come out with an official version of this blue one, because it was really cool, and I'd like to see a newer version of it. But yeah, I really like this one, and I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I think the stickers that I customized on it look really nice. And the final detail on it is that this filler comes out, and you can put R4 in there, and it looks like he does in the movie. So here is the final canon version that I'm going to show off today. So this is going to be the green Jedi Interceptor. This is from set 9494, and this came out in 2012. This to date is the only green Jedi Interceptor that they've released, and also this is a little bit different design than the other ones. So I'm going to show you guys some of those details. So just like the others, this comes out just like that, and R2-D2 goes in. So the same R2-D2 that came in the other set. Here we have Anakin. I switched his head to be more angry since he is on the dark side when he has this starfighter, or at least when we see him. Here is Newt Gunray. Here is some more of the Viceroy. And here we have, so this is what happens, that normally comes off there. So, all right, so here is the cockpit. So I'll open it up, and this used to have some holders for lightsaber in there, but I actually changed it, and the reason why I did that is because I wanted Kit Fisto to be able to sit in this green Jedi Starfighter, and because of his tentacles, he wasn't able to sit there, so I adjusted it so that he could sit there and use the green Starfighter, since, you know, it matched his skin. And then here is the top of it, and the wings come up. There's that gap there, and then the only thing I've really changed about this set is that that part I added these on, which as you can see are not in the real canon version, but I just liked how they looked on there. So if I'm trying to make it, you know, as accurate as possible, I'll just take these off and then just, you know, put them somewhere else. But I just like how they look. I think it looks a little bit cooler with those on it. And then another thing that I changed is I added these stickers here instead of just gray 1x4 flat pieces. I put these stickers on the green ones. That I think makes it just look a little bit more accurate. to the actual set, if you want to look at it over here, it just looks a lot cleaner, and just looks a little bit more accurate to the actual movie, how it's shown. And so I have here on the bottom, I have these flick-fire missiles, green ones, and then also the spring-loaded missiles, green as well. Yeah, so I really like this set, and honestly, when it came out, it had a really good minifigure selection, and so I got it pretty soon after it was released, and I'm really pleased with it. It was really cool because it was the first Jedi Interceptor in a while. So I think it came out in 2014, like I said. Oh, excuse me, 2012. And that was the first one since 2005 that they came out with. So I was really happy with it. Yeah, so it was just really, really cool to see another version. And then, of course, a couple years later, they came out with another yellow Jedi Starfighter. But I really like this one, and this is one of my favorite of the Interceptors. It's really cool. All right, so here is my second custom that I built, my second Jedi Starfighter custom. So this was actually my first attempt at building the red Jedi Interceptor that came back in 2005. Like I said earlier, I wasn't able to get that, so I tried to make my own, and obviously a different shade of red, but I got these in a Ninjago set. I saw that they were in a one of them, and I just immediately had to get them, so I got a couple on Bricklink, and I was, you know, ready to build my own version of the set. So I built it, and then of course once they started upgrading the sets a little bit more, I upgraded this a little bit more as well. So this one is my second custom. As you can see, it's a little bit different in the front here, because I did get that red Jedi Starfighter when that came out. I ended up changing this one a little bit more to make it its own Jedi Interceptor, so that way it wasn't, you know, because since I already had the other red one, Obi-Wan's, I just decided to make my own. So these stickers came in the blue Jedi Starfighter that I took off and I repurposed since I rebuilt that one. I put 2 of these symbols here and 2 in the back here. And this is actually the older cockpit, which means the only real difference is that the front of it here is smaller than the new one. And then it's also a darker gray, and it's just a tiny bit different, just a little bit older, not as updated. This one is a little bit designed like the green Jedi Starfighter. That's the closest design to it, and then just a couple of my own details. Like the other ones, it does, this comes off here, this filler piece, and I have this astromech droid. This is a custom one. It's the old R4 body that was this color red, and then also this is, I believe this is the Christmas version of R2-D2 from the Christmas set. So here he goes in there, and since this is my own custom one, he sits a little bit lower than in the other ones. I just think it looks a little bit better when his legs are down, but you know, to each his own. And here are the wings. And then on this one, since this was my second one, I had practiced a little bit more. I added a few extra missiles to this. So there's 2 here, 2 here, and 2 here of the flick fire missiles, and then also the spring-loaded missiles here. So yeah, so this is one that I like a lot, and it's a Jedi Interceptor, and so here is a just custom Jedi that I made to use this, just a double-bladed multicolored lightsaber. And yeah, so I just was using this for this kind of imagination that some Jedi somewhere has a red one that doesn't look like Obi-Wan's. Here is my most recent custom. This one is the actual set that this is the 75281, the yellow Starfighter, which I remade into being a green Starfighter, and so kind of redesigned it. These pieces here are from an Avengers set. It says Stark Industries on there. I didn't take that part of the sticker off because if I ever wanted to, reuse them for that piece again, then that way they wouldn't be lost forever. This part I do like how it kind of hides the lightsaber holder there under these wings. That way it's a little bit unseen, just better than the other ones. Here I have, this is the first one that does not have any flick fire, because I didn't feel like editing it and making it into having flick fire missiles. So this one just has the spring loaded ones here. And then the most unique part about this one, besides the wings, the difference in the wings, is the cockpit here. This is actually cockpit is from an old Indiana Jones set. I saw a picture of that set recently, and I immediately said I need to have that cockpit so I can use it for this ship that I just visualized instantly when I saw it. So I bought it on Bricklink. It was pretty cheap, and I think it looks really cool because it opens up a lot more, so you can see a lot more of the cockpit from the outside, and it just changes it up a little bit. On the inside here, this is the newest cockpit that they have, targeting system, some levers here. Then I added these two pieces here just to add some more controls to it. I think this is the cleanest cockpit that they made so far. The nice seat for the Anakin's starfighter here. But yeah, I really like this one. I think it's really different. This one might be my favorite custom that I made, or that I edited, I should say. And then this comes out here. This one is the tightest one so far, because the astromech droid now has 2 feet that goes in, so this one's a little bit harder to get out than the other ones. And he goes in like so. So this one, and then obviously some stickers that I didn't put on here because I would like to have the freedom of not having it belong to a Jedi or belonging to a Jedi, either one. So here's the Jedi that, custom Jedi that I made with it. Kylo Ren head, metal arm here, and then purple lightsaber with some sort of, sharp edge at the end there. Just kind of customized, had fun with it. Yeah, so this is probably one of my favorite out of all of them, just because it's the most unique, has the most different, cockpit. But yeah, all right, on to the next one. So this one is the final custom Jedi Interceptor, and this one is not for a Jedi. So this is obviously the Obi-Wan's Jedi Starfighter, just edited quite a bit. So here on this side, it's almost exactly like Obi-Wan's Starfighter is, but on this side, I did add a few changes, but on this side, quite a bit. So just kind of with my own imagination, just decided if one were to get wrecked and crashes, into the ground and loses the one of the wings, that some space pirate or someone comes along and rebuilds it and uses it as his own starfighter throughout the galaxy. So first detail that I'll point out is these fins here. So 3 fins on each side. And then the second part is the wings are a little bit different because they are different colors. And when you lift these wings up, here's a little pirate logo, and some more fins on the inside there. And I will open up this one as well. So a few customizations to it there. But on this side, it's pretty much how it comes in the actual set. I did make a few adjustments, but not too many. And there's a little bit of battle damage on this front here. The cockpit, it looks like the one from Obi-Wan set. So this was my brother's, and we both had the same starfighter, and he said, I asked him if I could edit it and turn it into a battle damaged one, and he agreed. So this is what came out of it, the final product here. And then for the astromech droid, I have my own little custom astromech, a different style looking one, but you know, a little bit shorter. And here is the space pirate that mans the ship. So he has a breathing apparatus. Obviously something happened to him. His face is a little bit deformed, and he's got a charged blaster. And so he must have rebuilt this ship here. One detail about this is that here's the filler. Looks a little bit different. It's not just flat, but it adds a little bit more character to it. And then also on this one, instead of the flick fire missiles right here, there's right here on the end. It also has silver of the spring loaded, and then there's also this self-destruct mode down here, that if he wanted to, you know, drive it into something to bomb it, he could do so if he'd like. So he can set the detonator and, you know, send it into anything. Then I also added an extra blaster on the side here. Of course, this one looks a little battle damaged. One is gray, one's black. And that's the final version. So let me know what you think about this one. Alright guys, so thanks so much for watching. Make sure you comment which one is your favorite, and then subscribe and like. Give me some feedback here if you like these type of videos, but make sure you comment which one's your favorite, whether it's actual set, custom, or a modified one. Thanks so much guys. See you next time.